Hey everyone, congratulations on your promotion to Silver Premier, and let me add my welcome to the Silver Academy. I'm thrilled to be here with you. My name is Tauscha Johanson. I'm a Platinum Premier and a Pinnacle here with Perfectly Posh, and I've been given a really cool and awesome assignment as part of your Silver Academy training. And as I was preparing for this assignment, I had a really fun and kind of once in a lifetime experience with my daughter, and it correlated so well with my topic that I wanted to kind of share it with you. So my daughter's a senior this year, and she wanted to do something fabulous for her senior year spring break. So she planned this great, incredible trip with a couple of her friends to Six Flags Magic Mountain, the roller coaster theme park. I was just along for the ride to be the chauffeur and the fourth person to even it out so nobody had to go on the rides alone. So we show up at Six Flags. The girls are waiting anxiously for them to open the gates. And as soon as they open the gates, they bust a move through the park. Man, and I'm not kidding, they were on a mission. And like I said, I was just along for the ride. So they clearly got a purpose and they got something in mind here. So I hear them making comments as we go past each ride until they finally found their desired first ride of the day. So let me be honest here. I don't love roller coasters, but I was a good sport. And I was, here to be a good sport and a good participant. So I did not protest at all. But in all honesty, as we stood there and were waiting in line for this ride, I was assessing every twist, turn, curve, dive, dip, every move that roller coaster would make so that I could be fully prepared when I got up there. That just gives you a little insight into my personality. So the moment arrives, we get to the very top of the line, the top of the stairs, and we're at the front of the line. And it was not until that moment that I realized that the roller coaster that I had been mentally preparing for was not the roller coaster we were in line to ride. It was the one over here on the other side that I couldn't really see, that took you up backward and then dropped you twisting and turning face first towards the ground. Oh my goodness, to say that I was mortified and panicked would be an understatement. And the little dude at the top of the gate, must have been able to tell us because he started pestering me with questions, just kept asking me. He was clearly trying to get under my skin. And he even had the audacity to ask me, so you still want to go on the ride? And I said, of course I want to go on the ride. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, dude, I did not wait an hour and a half in line to bail out at the last minute. But trust me, I was a little bit unnerved. And it was at that point that I turned to this sweet girl that is my daughter's friend, and I swore her to an oath of secrecy that if I said any swear words while we were on this ride, first of all, I wasn't accountable for them. And she had to swear that she would never, ever tell anyone that I said them. And she thought that was hilarious. She giggled, but of course, gave me her oath of secrecy. And off we were, jumped into our gates. They strapped us in. And this is what I remember. Clenching my hands around the bars, literally putting my head back and taking a big deep breath. I didn't say a word during the ride. I'm not even sure I breathed. I just was focused on being all right here, okay? And the only thing I was thinking is don't look at the ground, because that was one of the things that the little ride attendant at the top had said. He's like, yeah, just look at the ground when you're coming to. And I knew that wasn't the real deal. So here I am, just holding on, holding my breath, not breathing, not saying a word. Here's the deal, though. We get to the end of the ride, or the ride slows down, and I'm thinking, that's it? Seriously, no, that's not it. There's going to be more. They're going to launch us off again into some other twist or turn or spin. That's really it? Seriously? Here's the deal. I learned a couple important things about myself on that ride, but I wanted to share that roller coaster experience with you because I see some serious correlations between my roller coaster ride and what I learned and a posh career journey, and maybe where you might be finding yourself right now. So now you've achieved your goal of being a Silver Premier, a leader of leaders, a teacher of teachers, a trainer of trainers. You're at the front of the line. But sometimes when you get to that point, you realize, oh my goodness, this is not a ride I was prepared to ride. So you clench the rails, you take a big deep breath, you hold your breath, and you just hang on for dear life, trying not to focus on the ground, right? Well, Here's the deal. You don't need to have fear because it really doesn't have to be that way. Your challenge as a leader of leaders is not just to hang on and endure, but rather to grow and to thrive. I realized I missed like an awesome ride because here I was just preparing to just endure it. And at the end, I was like, that's it, you know? You have the opportunity to actually embrace some of those things that'll take you out of your comfort zone. You guys see this all over social media. It's the best things happen outside of your comfort zone. That's where the magic lies. That's where all the growth and success is. You now have the opportunity to become an alchemist of sorts, turning lead into gold, but just know that all that alchemy lies outside of your comfort zone when you learn to try new things and develop new skills, or leverage the skills that you have in a new way that you've never done before. Now, to really be effective at this, you got to have a couple different pieces or components. You got to have a reason. I'm assuming you already identified your why and your reason. You've got to have a map and a plan. You need to have a skill set that you can leverage, and most importantly, you need to take action. You'll probably hear me say this a couple times during this little training. Action is the key. But if you need a little bit of inspiration to take action, let me share one of the things that I learned as I was doing some research for this little training. There is a direct correlation with the amount of money that you can make, or that people do make, and the frequency with which they get outside their comfort zone. The more you do it, the more you make. So let that be a little bit of motivation for you. And let me share with you one of the tools that I use to be prepared for those moments outside the comfort zone so that I can really bring my best self, and most importantly, so that I can help my teammates and those that I mentor do the same thing. I do weekly mentoring calls with the ladies on my team, and they're magic, and I love them. It's where my greatest joy and payoff comes. But it's when I teach them how to summon their strengths, and when I actually see them do this. I use a tool that's used really commonly in corporate America called a SWOT analysis. SWOT. And what I have my consultants do is draw themselves like a little tic-tac-toe grid, but it just has 4 little quadrants. And in this one right here, we're going to put our strengths, our weaknesses, our opportunities, and our threats. So I have them write that on a piece of paper, or I give them a little form to fill out. I'll include one for you. And then if I'm doing this with one of my teammates, I literally have them take that side of the page where the weaknesses and the threats are and fold it over. We're not going to look at those. We've acknowledged them, we've honored them by acknowledging them, but the part we're going to focus on are our strengths and the opportunities. See, here's the deal. When you identify your strengths, those things that are already in your skill set ahead of time, when you get in that crisis or crunch or out of the comfort zone area, you'll know that you can call on those. Hey, I'm really good at diffusing a situation, or hey, I'm really good at making a joke in this, or hey, I'm really good at doing this. This is, I'm really good at connecting people. Whatever it is, doesn't really matter. You know what your strengths are. You can call on them and put them into action when you're in that spot out of your comfort zone. Again, my greatest payoff comes when I see my people who do that out of their comfort zone. And then where just the really incredible alchemy happens is when you're able to do this and leverage this collectively for your own team. When you're able to recognize and pull strengths from multiple different people and leverage them for the collective growth of the team, everybody learns how to find the magic outside of their comfort zone. And it's then they start seeking those times where, hey, let's go there and let's do this because we can pull all of these different strengths. I hope that if you've never done this before, if you've never conducted a personal SWOT analysis, I challenge you to go do that. Get your paper, draw, 4 square quadrant, and list those strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats fold the paper over, but keep this inventory so you not know what you can draw on in the future, and then challenge your team to do the same thing. I'll be excited to hear how you make some amazing things happen and how you're able to let go of those rails, put your hands up, and scream along the ride because so much awesomeness is happening. Good luck. Let's do this.